Cassie,
Yes.
do you know how to count in Korean up to 10?
Oh, of course. That's
Can you
easy.
do it?
Yeah. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열.
Yeah, and somebody asks you these simple questions, such
It's
basic
so difficult,
questions,
yeah.
it is difficult. But anyway, we're not here to teach you how to count in Korean because we already have videos and audio lessons about counting and numbers in the Korean language. We'll link them down below. But we are here to talk about potentially something that is different between Korean counting culture. Is it even a thing, counting culture? Counting methods, counting styles,
Right.
and counting in other countries,
Yeah.
specifically in the United States.
Yes.
So, how long have you been in Korea?
Let's see, I've been here since 2010, so I'm a little over 9 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so 9 years, because 2019, we are in 2019 right now, as of recording this video, and minus 2010 is 9 years, right?
That's right. I've been here
simple
9 years.
mathematics.
Yeah.
But you will often find Korean people describing the same kind of duration as 10년,
Yes.
10 years. And they often use this expression 10년 차,
Right. 10년 차.
which literally means it's the 10th year. So now, because you've been in Korea for a while,
Yeah.
you're used to it, right?
Yeah. So actually now I've been so used to talking to people in Korean. I always say 이제 10년 차예요.
Yeah.
And because I'm so used to saying that, even when I'm with an English speaker and they ask me how long I've been here, I say, oh, I'm in my 10th year.
Yeah. And that is not something that you say often.
No,
in
we don't really
English.
say that in English, no.
Yeah. So let's make it a little simpler. Now it is 2019. Let's say, let's talk about 2016. Where were you in 2016? Still in Korea, already
I
in
was,
Korea, right?
of course, yeah.
So you started something in 2016 and now it's 2019. Usually in English, you would just say, oh, I've been doing it for 3 years.
Right.
And we do say that in Korean too. When the duration is clearly like 3 years and you've talked about it, it's a 3-year project and stuff like that.
Right.
But when it's a little more vague, people just count how many years are involved. So 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. How many fingers do you see?
That's 4.
4. So often people just say 4. Like you say that you have been in Korea for 10 years, even though you have not spent 10 years in Korea.
Right. I mean, in my 10th year, I'm within it. It's not complete yet.
Yeah.
But
And the reason that I wanted to make this video is because I recently and also before I got a lot of comments on one of my videos on my personal YouTube channel where I talked about my mom being pregnant for 10 months. It was a video where I talked about the things that I've learned, like lessons I've learned being a parent, right? And I said that in English, and I know it might have sounded really weird, like nobody's pregnant for 10 full months.
well, some people are.
It can happen.
But that's not the norm.
Yeah.
Right.
So my wife was pregnant for 42 weeks. So it can happen, but normally people think it's 9 months, right?
Right.
So why did I say 10 months as opposed to 9 months? It's because I'm so used to saying 10달 in Korean.
Right.
10달 동안 뱃속에 품고 있다가 아이를 낳았어. 10달. It's so common in Korean literature and in Korean texts. I just never doubted whether it's true or not. It's like 40 weeks. So 9 months.
Yeah.
The same logic applies to that. So you got pregnant in January and usually you give birth to your baby in September. No, it's in October, right? So it's how many months? From January to October, 10 minus 1? 9 months.
Yeah.
But when you actually name all the months that are involved, it's 10 different months. So we say 10달. Do you get the picture? So that is quite common.
Okay. I actually didn't know that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you heard like 10달 before?
I haven't heard about pregnancy. I guess because I don't have any friends that have been pregnant, so I don't know about that.
Yeah, yeah. So you will encounter that. Now that we've just talked about it, you will see it
I'll
everywhere.
probably see it everywhere, yeah.
So 10달 like, so even if you search for 10달 something, you will see some mentions related to pregnancy.
And this is the same reason why Korean age is so strange to foreigners as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's part of the reason, I think. The rest of the reason is that everybody ages together on January 1st, all at the same time. But even apart from that fact, how many individual years have you seen in your life?
Right.
That is your age.
Right.
So I was born on the 29th of December in 1980. Technically, 4 days later, I had seen 1980 and 1981. So I was 2 years old. I was in my second year of this game called life. So, and that way I am 40 years old in Korean age, even though technically I've only lived for 38 years and maybe 7 months.
Right.
Yeah.
I've always thought it was so unfair that those of us born in the later half of the year had to,
Add
take
2 years.
2 years more.
이든 씨는 지금 몇 살이에요?
지금
한국 나이로.
한국 나이로 이제 31입니다.
31.
31
31.
맞나?
Yeah. You know. No, I think you're 31. 31.
31.
Yeah, 31.
See, I'm still confused by Korean age.
And your birthday hasn't passed yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, so you are actually 29.
Yes.
So whenever you go back
Still in my
home,
20s.
Yeah, you're in
Everywhere
your
except for
20s.
Korea.
Exactly. So was it clearly explained? I guess the bottom line of this video is that there will be times where you will see Koreans counting things a little bit weirdly. Like why say 10 when it's only 9 months in the pure duration of the whole project, stuff like that. It's because they're just counting every single month
Right.
as single like units and then seeing how many there are. And so that's why in Korean literature you see Korean women are pregnant for 10달 even though it's 40 weeks.
Right.
They're not that different biologically.
Yeah. I like how you explained it earlier, how many of whatever time counter you're using you have seen, if you will.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah. When it comes to, I guess, smaller units of time, hours, stuff like that, people tend to be more accurate.
Right.
So when you started something at 1 o'clock and you finished it at 3 o'clock, we all know, of course in Korean we say 2시간 걸렸어요. We don't say 3 hours, it wouldn't be so realistic and so efficient if everybody's just rounding up things.
Right.
But when it comes
to bigger chunks of time.
Yeah, bigger chunks. Like you've been in Korea for 9 years, 10 years. What difference does it make? Just say 10,
Yeah, because I'm like halfway through the year going towards the 10th year,
So that's why we have that expression, 10년차. And I got married in 2011, and I say that I am 9년차 in my marriage, even though I haven't even been married for 8 years. I have my wedding anniversary coming up next month, so I will be fully 8 years into my marriage, but I say 9년차 because 11, 19.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So that's
how
it.
many years you've seen as a married person. Yes.
So I hope this was interesting, and if you want to know more about Korean culture, these like specific topics, please let us know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.
Okay.
감사합니다. Bye bye.